Hi. Today I'll be going over how to fill out our new BAS point name submittal form. Uh, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button after you watch the video. This is our current naming acronym list. It's basically an Excel sheet with I guess the formatting here. For instance, this is our standard BAS point name, and this is just to give you an idea. Maximum of 30 characters. We would go B represents the building code, 02 is the floor, 3643A would be the room number, FCA would be fan coil something, I'm not quite sure, and we'd have to look all this stuff up. DI, this is a digital input for a critical, FCA is future critical alarm, and DI is a digital input, so that's a spare input for a later thing, for later connection to like an ultra-low freezer or freezers that we monitor. But anyway, it goes through here, and then we have certain choices that you can have. So the building code, for instance, here's blue, B equals blue, Gimbal, Anderson, etc. We've got quite a few buildings. Floor code, we want 2 digits, not 1, for floor 1. So B1 would not work. B01 is the way you would submit it. And then there's different types of controllers, and here's all these equipment codes. There's quite a few to go through. So anyway, it basically the submitter or the person who creates the point has to go through and pick out the best guess or whatever. So let me show you our new form, which is here. It is here. All right. So it's formatted, uses a lot of data validation and drop-down menus. You don't have as much freedom to enter what you want and how to enter it. So let's go over at the top. The format for the date code is right here. We want the full name. I'll show you an actual job we're going to go over, project number, submittal, first submittal, drop down menu. If it gets rejected, you're resubmitting names after the corrections are made, then I would put it resubmittal and resubmit. This is the first version, so make sure you're at our latest version when you fill out this form. Do note on note 1 under here it says code C note 1, so this is the actual BAS point name. Any BAS point name not submitted for owner approval prior to commission is subject to be corrected at the contractor's expense at any time during the warranty period of the project, which will also require recommissioning of the point. So if you don't submit it, we ask you to change the name later and you didn't get approval, it's your nickel. So anyways, so let me bring up a project that we had. This is just bring it down to size. This is here, faculty, title, faculty and staff dining on Wi-Fi. There's roughly, it's about 5 or 6 boxes. The air handler's down here and an exhaust fan. I think all they're doing is adding an airflow station here. So here's some of the box IDs that we're going to be playing with. They're goofy names. I assume it's TUBF-5-1. The air handler is actually BF5-1, so the engineer sort of included that in there, but somehow or another, and these are all VAV boxes as you can see. So anyway, that should be enough information. We're just going to play with a few of the names. Let me bring up the form. Okay, so we know it's in yellow, Y5, so scroll all the way down. Yellow. Okay, now that's the building we're dealing with. Now from the drop down menu, we're at level 5. Oh, unfortunately you can't see the drop down. It's popping up on my other screen, but let me click it. Alright, drop down menu will be like this, third party controller. Okay, let's put in a terminal equipment controller, which is an application specific controller or TEC. This really has no bearing on the point name. It's just for the owner to understand what's going on. So this is actually a TEC from if it was a Siemens Apogee thing, but application specific controller is generic. But anyway, for room location, I'm going to go just 1, 2, 3, 4. It also says if there's a subletter, occasionally we'll have rooms, you need to put it in smaller case. If it's outside on the roof or outdoor area, like a chiller, outdoor air-cooled chiller or something, there's no room number, you use XXX. If I click here, it'll take it. If I click here and put XXXX, it's going to question whether or not you want to do this. It goes over the rules. Yes, it'll allow you to enter it. You can pretty much enter anything you want here. It's going to give you the message to double check. So next step, and the rules are actually here. Select the type of building automation controller which will be in the automated control of the equipment. All right. So select the type of equipment from the drop-down menu. Okay. Now this one, I sorted and we changed some where there's different types of application-specific controllers. If you actually pick this, you should get an error over here. So that's only a reference to let you know ASP equals that. So constant volume, we want variable volume. So here, notice the VV's put in. Now the mechanical ID, I'm going to go from memory. He had TU dot dash BF dash 5-1. Now that's exact mechanical ID issued in the construction document. If this box ever gets in your way, the only thing I can tell you is you got to click out of the box for those reminder messages, because you're going to get one here. All right, it says use an apostrophe before the number 0, or it's not going to work. If it's the first character, the number and the letters entered here will be in reference to the mechanical ID right here, assigned to in the construction documents. It's our preference to use 4 characters if possible, up to a 6-character limit. All right, so it says note 2. Note 2 states, somewhat of a repeat, dashes and special characters are not allowed. Do not use the dashes that you see in the mechanical ID name. Abbreviated mechanical ID reference in the BAS point name for air terminal should include reference to the air handler which supplies the air terminal, plus a unique box number reference. For example, VV0214 would be a VAV box being served by air handler 2 on the 2nd floor, referenced in the floor code. The reference to the 14 is the unique reference typically given in a box mechanical ID. And then our preference is to use a character, and here it's saying do not duplicate such as the floor code in the equipment type in this abbreviation. So in this particular case, we are, because he references 5BF5-1. He did it, so we'll probably include it. The engineer of record used it on the mechanical ID, but if we can keep under the 4 characters, we'll use it. And then use 00 to represent a header air handler serving a box, such as number 12 would be VV00 means it's a header air handler. For instance, we have a project has 8 air handlers in the penthouse. They all come together on a common plenum, and then they go down vertically and drop off on the different floors. So all the box IDs, if they're all box IDs of VV00 1 through 100, they're all going to have, and that would work. And you're going to say, yeah, there'll be duplicates, yes, but the room number will be different and the floor will be different. You could have a VV0012 on every floor. On 2 or 3 different floors, it doesn't matter, because they're all going to have a different room number. They're all not going to be in the same room, most likely. Anyway, the other point, due to validation, you must use an apostrophe 00 to allow this to be entered in the cell. So please note the apostrophe. So, interpreting the mechanical name, I'm going to call this one, we want 4 characters. Terminal units worthless, BF, I'd rather have 05. I'm going to do it the wrong way first. I go 0501 and then click out of the box. If you notice, it goes to 501, and that's not what we want here. You need to put the apostrophe in there. So I need apostrophe 05. Then it'll stay. Then I've got what I want, BV0501. And being as this is a application specific controller, you would always select the equipment code on this particular one. as uh, auto unbundle points, and that gives it the semicolon day.node, which is a standard for application-specific controllers for the Apogee product line. And then for the uh, point name description, it says to use the mechanical ID from column E. Column E is the exact one from the CDs. So that's what you would enter for that. So that takes care of your typical thing. Here's a few time-saving points. If you have multiple ones, or let's say, let's pick something, well, I take this back, let's take this one, because this menu gets quite long to go. It's time consuming. So let's say you had a bunch of lab air compressors, and you don't want to scroll down to every one of these and do it. If you copy this one, and you can just paste it as many times, as long as it's the exact message, it will let you take it. If you type in lab or labs, whatever, it's going to give you a validation error. You've got to either copy an exact match or you'll get the error. So this will stop any wrong entries. Let me cancel that. So the other thing I learned too, let's go, this one will work the same. You want, let's say, a heat exchanger. Now, if you type in the letter H, let's select the box, type in the letter H, and then hit the menu, it doesn't work. I don't, to get to the H section quickly, type in the H, click here, and go back up to here, click, and then it'll go to the H. I don't know why it does it, but it gets you to the point or the letter category that you want without having to scroll down. So HEPA filter alarm. So anyway, if this one was, let's say, HEPA filter alarm, in the addition, the device number, if you had a HEPA filter alarm, all this is going to do is put a number at the end. Did that not work? Oh, I'm missing all the other stuff, so let me just put in 4133. You don't really need that. Oh, that's the thing. So here it is. I'm sorry. HEPA filter number 4. It's not going to put HEPA filter 4 in the descriptor. If you change your mind, you could either scroll up, hit not applicable, it goes away, or you can click the box and hit delete, and it still takes it away. So you don't need that there either. It doesn't change the point name at all. I think that's pretty much it. You've got directions that list everything here to remind you. I went ahead and copied some data, so let me show you this. So I went to that project that we just looked at, and I'm going to paste it all in here just to save the time. That generates all the point names. So we have an exhaust fan. I put the exhaust fan in there, EF. Here's my thing, so it's all generated, stop value started. Oh, so question marks. For instance, let's go to the outside air handler. Here was the unit. I went to the electrical drawing and plumbing. I can't find a room number to save my life, so I get put question mark, and then you're going to have to write an RFI, but you could submit the point names. There's no debate on what the actual room number at commission, and they're going to catch it automatically. When I actually did this, I did run into a problem because I had to get the, let me take this back, the room number, so we're crystal clear on this, is, for instance, for this air terminal, you're going, for this air terminal, it's where the thermostat is, not where the air terminal is located. So the box reference or the room number reference is where the T-stat's located. So on this particular one, let me find one that's far away. Are they all pretty much general open rooms? Yeah. Okay, this one, here's another one, which is BF2. If you look, the T-stat's in this room. It's not in the hallway. Even though I can't find a hallway thing, you're going to have to RFI to find the room number of this so you can label this thermostat correctly. So anyway, back to the submittal form. Okay, this is why these are the other air terminals that I didn't find. Oh, I'm sorry. This is what I want to show you. I got sidetracked. So when I found this out, then I came to 4. I couldn't find it on the thing, and it says removed, not used. So it's like, oh man. So to fix it, here was my first strategy, and it doesn't work this way. So I'm going to show you the wrong way to do it and then the right way. So here's air terminal 4 here. This is the one I need to delete. So my first thing is to save myself time. I'm going to collect this, and then I'm going to cut. Then I'm going to put here, and then I'm going to hit paste. And it erased this line and everything looks it, but it messed up my formula here. And even though this is locked, it shouldn't have done it, but it still did it. So I'm going to undo that. So you can never cut. That's what I've learned in here. You want to copy. Takes a little bit longer. Then I'm going to put my thing here and paste. The problem is it didn't erase this one, so all you have to do now is highlight this however many you need to clear out of there. Hit delete. And then you're good to go. Notice the error is gone, so you go from, oh, I must have cut out the wrong one. I guess I did. But anyway, you get the general gist of it. On occasion, let's read this. Let's say you don't have the point name. So here, what to do for unique situations which you're unable to submit a point name utilizing this form. I'll let you read this, and it just goes into detail, but basic bottom line, scroll down to line 300, and then all the data validation has been removed from here, from line 300, so you can type in anything you want here. It allows 4 instead of 0, 4, and whatever point name that you want to submit. You're going to have to manually type everything, and I'll show you how to submit this and print it out. Let me copy one that I manually typed out all this information just to give you an idea. And I made up, don't ask me what a flux generator is, I just made it up. But anyway, this was the point that I manually generated. This exceeds the 16 character. If this is a name that we need to add to our formulas, we will. That way you can do your submission. So when you're ready to submit, you're going to go File, Print. You're going to print a PDF. I take that back. You need to go back to what you want to print. So I'm going to highlight this. All right. Then I'm going to push the scroll down because I need to submit your unique point name. All right, and then I'm going to hit the control key and continue to highlight this and that. All right, then I'm going to go to File, Print to PDF. You're going to say only print highlighted areas, active, only print active sheets. Where is it? Let me see if it worked. Nope. Ignore print current section, print only active sheets. Something went wrong. Let's go back. Sorry. No, that should have worked. File, print active sheets. There it is. Print selection. Okay, so now if you preview it, you should just see 2 sheet submittal. There's one, or yeah, total 2 pages. So here, 1 and 2. So save it as a PDF. Now you're good to go. Everything's selected, and then this way the owner knows when you do this that this is a custom name. We'll look at it closer, and then we'll decide on which acronym to make this, and then we'll add it to our formulas and stuff. So that's pretty much it. Let me go back one thing. This is right now until we work with it some more. Later on, we're going to work on the alarms. There's a different tab there, so you're not going to have to. Uh, this is for a Apogee Insight point, but all this information is automatically transferred over to this thing, and this is where we would set up your alarm destinations. It's a repeat of information. These are your these are your alarm destinations that once again you auto select. And notice alarm destination group 1, group 2, and group 3. You can do it. Then when you click on this, you can do a combination. Typically you would use for all points, we want it going to supervisor, which is monitoring service, and we want it to go into the O&M group, which that would be their thing. For if it was like a dirty filter, we would use we wouldn't want to send that to monitoring service. We would put destination group, which is just the research main destination. Monitoring service wouldn't call it out. Or if you had all three, you could do it any combination of number 1, number 2, number 3, 1 and 2, 1 and 3, etc. So it just gives you a general idea. I've got to make it for BACnet too, but this is still in design. Anyway, more important, let me know if you have any problems with this particular sheet so we can get it updated with the current acronyms and if you find any problems. This is locked down too, where you should not be able to. If you tried deleting, everything's protected. You can't change the formulas. So anyway, be sure to hit the like button. Bye.